Hello, and welcome to the Crazy Knitter Studio podcast. My name is Kristen, also known as Crazy Knitting Fool on Ravelry, and I am your host. Today is Saturday, June 4th, 2016, and this is episode 21. My podcast is legal. Yes, my podcast can drink in America. So I want to say hi to all new and returning viewers. I hope you like what you see and hope you stick around. So starting lineups, the introductions. We had no introductions in the thread this week, but if you want to get a shout out on the podcast, come on over to the Ravelry group and introduce yourself and I'll give you a little shout out. So moving into Presser, which is the weeks in review. I have not been feeling very well lately. I've been very, very tired, very run down. I don't know what's going on. I have this weird for like a week and a half now. I thought at first it was a migraine coming on, so I went home from work and laid down, but it's the only way I can describe the pain is, you know, when you sleep on your neck and your neck gets stiff and sore and you move your head and it hurts. I have that feeling, but it's in my head. It's right here in the back of my head. And like it actually hurts to touch. So washing my hair and combing my hair is not fun. So, and it comes and it goes. Some days it's there really bad. Some days not so much. It's worse today. I've been sleeping with my hair down and that seems to help. And I forgot to do that last night. So it's bothering me again today, but I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know if you can see it. Just like bump right here on my neck. I don't know what the heck it is. I don't know where it came from. It just appeared one day. I tell you, I'm turning 40 at the end of the month and I'm falling apart. I don't know. This sucks. But moving on. So last Friday, the 27th of May, we had a pretty scary event around here. There was a little boy who goes to my son's school who disappeared. They found him safe. Thank God he was safe. But we get all kinds of emails and phone calls from the school district. And it was scary. I mean, my son knew who he was. They sent a picture with the one email. And my son said he's a walker, which made sense because the last time he was seen was right at the end of school out that side of the school where the walkers leave. So I'm assuming, we don't really know what happened. They never told us, obviously, but I'm thinking he probably went somewhere, went to a friend's house or went somewhere after school that he wasn't supposed to and didn't tell his parents or, you know, whoever is taking care of him after school. And when he didn't show up, obviously, they panicked and, you know, so, but they found him safe. I'm sure he got quite a beating or tongue lashing and punishment once his parents or caregivers found him and hugged him and kissed him and were thankful he was alive and safe. But so we took it as a good opportunity to talk to little man about strangers and about how we would never send somebody he doesn't know to pick him up. If it's not me or daddy, it's going to be grandpa or one of his aunts and uncles or his sisters or his cousins. It's never going to be somebody he doesn't know. We came up with a password. So if it's a stranger who says they've come to pick him up and they don't know that password, sorry, I'm not going with you. So, and then I made sure to tell him that if he ever sees anything that is strange or bothers him and he thinks, you know, he should always tell us. Even if it ends up being nothing, I would rather he be safe, his friends, his schoolmates, everybody's safe. So I always tell him, if you see anything strange, anything weird, anything you think is not right, you tell us. You're never going to get in trouble for trying to do the right thing. So it was a good reminder. So then last Sunday we had my dad and his fiance over and we had dinner and we had lasagna and apple pie. I did not make either. They were Stouffer's and Sara Lee. But it was good. we had fun, and we visited, and they played with Clark, and it was nice. So, and then it was Memorial Day last weekend, so on Monday, little man and I went to the parade. He thought it was cool. He has been to a parade, but he was only like 2 or 3. We're not big parade people. But he didn't remember the previous parade he had been at. But this one, it's literally a 5-minute walk from our house down the street to where the parade ends, because at the end of our road, the main road, there's a park, a war memorial park. So that's where the parade ends, and they have a little ceremony. We didn't stay for the ceremony because, you know, he's 7. That's going to be boring. But he loved the parade. He loved the horse. He loved the fire trucks, you know. So it was fun. We missed it last year. By the time we walked down there, we probably missed it by maybe 5 minutes. And then this year we got down there way too early. So now I know next year what time we should leave to get down there to see the parade. But that was good. He had fun. And then today we had the sad news that Muhammad Ali passed away. I'm not a big boxing fan, but, you know, he was for better or for worse, the first, you know, athlete with a personality. You know, he's why we have, like I said, for better or worse, the athletes that we have today with their personalities. And, you know, he was the first one to make things fun and to joke around, and, you know, and he, you know, he made some mistakes in his life, for sure. He did some things that weren't cool, but, you know, he did a lot for civil rights. He did a lot of charity. He did a lot for Parkinson's, which my grandfather had Parkinson's disease, so that's a cause close to my heart. So it's very sad. So one of my favorite quotes of his, I posted it today, and I can't remember it exactly, but it's something like, "A lack of confidence is why most people don't succeed." And I believe in myself, so I like it. All right, so moving on into the knitting. Because I have not been feeling very well, I have not made much progress. I knit on a lot of things, but there was not a lot of progress made on those things. So, oh well. So first up is my Bumpy Road shawl by me. So this is a size 4, 3.5 millimeter needles. And the yarn is Deborah Norville Serenity Sock in purple. So that's where I was last time. This is where I am. I did like maybe 5 rows. Not much progress. And then my second first down is my little angel baby blanket. Again, a design by me. This is knit on size 8, 5.0 millimeter needles in Red Heart, Super Saver, and Lemon. Trying to find my little, there we go. So that's where I was. This is where I am now. So this one got some pretty good progress, and you can see the angel wings starting to form. So I'm almost done with the first repeat of the cable. So I don't know how many cable repeats this is going to take for a baby blanket. It's going to take a lot. I don't know why whenever I start recording, my nose starts to itch, my head itches. I'm sorry, people. I try. All right. Next up are the Paved Boot Toppers, which is the Paved pattern by Tin Can Knits. It's a pay-forward pattern on Ravelry. I'm using size 4, 3.5 millimeter needles for the ribbing, and size 6, 4.0 millimeter needles for the body. And the yarn is Red Heart Super Saver in brown. And where I was, where I am, I'm pretty sure I'm ready to start the ribbing. I probably could have finished this. I knit on this yesterday. If I would have knit on it a little more, probably could have had it done for today, but oh well. And this is the second one, so this will be done once that is complete. All right, moving on. First down, number 4, Rose City Rollers. So this is the Rose City Rollers pattern. It's free on Ravelry by Mara Catherine Briner. And I am knitting these on size 1, 2.25 millimeter needles. The yarn is Green Mountain Spinnery Sock Art Forest in Sarsaparilla. Here we go. So I would just picking up last time the heel gusset stitches. I just picked them up. I hadn't, oh, got an itchy nose. I hadn't started decreasing yet. So I did the gusset decreases, moved on down the foot, and I think I'm about an inch or so away from doing the toes. And this is the first sock, so. Socks for me, I love them. I don't like knitting them so much, and they seem to take me forever. Even short socks like that. Like, I feel like I should be halfway through the second sock already, but what do I know? Okay, then first down, number 5 is Preemie Hat number 11 for the year. This is the Earth Baby Infant Hat pattern by Tracy. Not even going to attempt to say her name. So, and this pattern will come up in a later segment of the podcast. So here's where I was last time. And I knit all this. And again, we will talk about this in a later segment, but this will be going away a little bit. I was bitten by my knitting. All right, so first down, number 6 is the Yellow Market Bag, which is the Toddler Market Bag pattern by Heather Blum. And here we go. So I said on the last podcast this was one of my future projects, so I started it again. And I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on one second. Alrighty, moving on. Again, I start recording and now I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, so I use size 8 5.0 millimeter needles for the market bag, and this is Sugar and Cream in Sunshine. And the yarn is all tangled up. So I am just about to start the mesh pattern. I've done the handles. So this is my project for today while I'm watching TV. I'm alone again. My guys are out of town. So, all right, final 7th, first down. I'm calling this the Red Bird of Happiness. So this is Bluebird of Happiness pattern by Sarah Elizabeth Kellner. It's free on Ravelry. I made quite a few of these. They're quick and easy and they're cute. So I'm using size 4 3.5 millimeter needles in Lion Brand Woolies in Ranch Red. So I have just did the wrap and turn section for his breast area. Now I'm going to start the decreases. And this is part of my goal to make 24 ornaments for the year for my Christmas tree. So, all right, that's all the whips, all the first downs. So I have one touchdown, which is the Doctor Who Blanket Square number 7, the Seal of Rassilon dishcloth pattern by Holly Narf. It's free on Ravelry. And I use size 6 4.0 millimeter needles, and the yarn is Knit Picks Mighty Stitch in Oyster. Where I was, here we go. So, you can kind of see it. Again, I don't watch Doctor Who, so I have no idea what that seal is, but this is for my husband. Okay, so that was it. That's the only touchdown. So moving on into turnovers or mistakes. My baby hat. I ran out of yarn. So I'm going to have to rip back a bit. I tried using a different green yarn, figuring just for the decreases, because that's, yeah, it's not going to work. It's too thin. I think this is more of a, it's more of a like DK weight than fingering, and this is a true fingering, so it's not going to really work. So I have to rip back. Oh well. Training camp, future projects, nothing really in the works that I can think of. I need to finish some of these things before I cast on something else. So concessions, purchases, I got nothing. Sorry. This is going to be a short show. Not that any of my shows are really long, but this one's going to be very, very short. Okay, so moving on into the film room, which is books, TV, and etc. So I finished, since the last time I recorded, Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. I loved that book. It was funny. It made me laugh in a couple places out loud. I will say, you really have to seriously suspend disbelief. The story is so, like, never in a million years would this happen. It's very unbelievable in that way, but it's fun. And if you just like fun books that make you laugh, that don't like bring up a lot of sad, tragic things, but if you're like, oh, you can't read something that you know and will never ever happen in a million years. Like, the woman ends up in a scientific exploration station, for lack of a better term, in Antarctica. She sneaks in. It would never ever happen. But it was a fun book. And I also finished Sous Chef, 24 Hours on the Line by Michael Gibney. So it is the story of 24 hours in the life of a sous chef at a relatively high-end New York restaurant. And just how, you know, the day starts and as they go through the day and everything that happens. And it was a good book. It was very short. It was only like 214 pages, and probably 25 of those pages at the end was like a glossary of cooking terms. So it was a good book. I really recommend it if you're interested in restaurants or cooking, or you like watching all the cooking shows like MasterChef and Hell's Kitchen and Chopped and all those things that I do. It's a good book. And now I'm reading My Wish List by Gregor. My French is non-existent. Delacourt. And it is actually translated from French. And it is the story of this woman. You know, she's a middle-aged woman. She's kind of like, you know, she lives in this small town in France. You know, her kids have moved out, you know, have their own lives now. You know, her and her husband, you know, they're kind of at that point in their marriage where it's like, you know, she's afraid he wants a younger, prettier girl, and she's never been pretty, you know, even when she was younger. And she owns she owns a fabric store, you know, and it's kind of like, is this it? Is this my life now? And she ends up, the twins who own the beauty shop next to her, who she's friends with, convince her to play the lottery, and she wins. And now I'm just at the point where she has found out she's won, and she hasn't told her husband yet. And she's afraid if she tells him, it's gonna, like, she's not happy with her life, but she doesn't want it to change at the same time. So she's afraid if she tells him that she's won the lottery, like, everything's gonna change. So it's very short. It's only like, it's less than 200 pages. It's more of a novella than a book. So, but it's pretty good. I'm liking it so far. And then, no new TV shows. I haven't watched anything new. But we did watch Finding Nemo on Memorial Day, little man and I, because Finding Dory comes out this month. And I want to go see it. I love Dory. She's my favorite part of Finding Nemo. She's the best. I love Ellen DeGeneres. I think she's hilarious. So we watched that. And, oh, I forgot to say in the presser, we lost all of our fish. We have no more fish. They all died on Memorial Day. Like, after we watched Finding Nemo, they all died. Like, what is this? So, we haven't gotten any replacements yet, but we're going to. We just spent $100 on a new tank 3 months ago. We're getting more fish. But little man liked it, so we're going to go see Finding Nemo when we're off. He has a week where he gets out of school, and then he has a week, and then he starts summer camp the following week. So I'm off with him 2 days that week, so we'll go see it then. And I started watching a new to me podcast. It's called Hexian Handmade with Josie, who is Hexian on Ravelry. And she's from Germany. It always amazes me, like, these international, non-native English-speaking podcasts, and they apologize because, oh, my English is horrible. And it's like, my gosh, it's like, I couldn't go to Germany and, like, even, I mean, I took 1.5 years of German in college. I might be able to ask, like, where's the bathroom and do you speak English? Like, that's about it. It's like, it's always amazing to me. It's like, do not apologize. Your English is much better than my German. Like, you know? So check her out. She's very cute. She is just, she's got about 13 episodes, I think. So I really like it. So moving on into the post game, which is the wrap up. So you can contact me on Ravelry. I'm Crazy Knitting Fool. On Twitter, it's Crazy Knit Fool. The Instagram is Crazy Knitter Studio. The blog is crazyknitterstudio.blogspot.com. And the email is crazyknitterstudio@gmail.com. And the Ravelry group is Crazy Knitter Studio. So come on over. And the next episode will be recorded on June 18th in 2 weeks. I still, again, cannot believe it's June. Little man has 2 weeks left of school. This is just nuts. It's going to be Christmas before I know it. I'm not looking forward to that. So I hope you all have a good couple of weeks. And like I always say, stay out of trouble. And if you can't stay out of trouble, just don't get caught. All right, have a good couple of weeks. Talk to you later. Bye.